Hi, and welcome to Astral Messages. My name is Angela, and I'll be bringing through guided messages for the sign of Libra today. Thank you for being here. These messages are for the collective, so I encourage you to tap into your intuition during these reads and to discern what resonates for you and your personal journey. If this reading resonates, please like, comment, and subscribe. So let's get into it. I'll start off with some oracle messages to get the overarching messages for Libra for the month of August. Strongest energies, please, Spirit, for Libra for the month of August. Ooh. Okay. So we have new moon in Libra. A new romantic cycle begins. We also have the full moon in Scorpio. It's time to release negativity. So I'm just going to get a few more oracles out to help get some more messages with this energy. This feels like it could be a love message for a lot of Libras out there. Let's have a look. Strongest messages, please, for Libra for the month of August. Please and thank you. Thanking you. I also feel drawn to show you at the bottom of the deck here, number 30, Grasshopper Spirit. Take a leap of faith, because you may have to take a leap of faith here in love, potentially. Let's see what else is going on. Antelope Spirit, number 2, life is speeding up. I'm also getting the 2nd of August with that number, so something significant maybe coming in fast on the 2nd of August. And we also have 32, Hawk Spirit. Let Spirit be your guide. Okay. So I feel like potentially, it doesn't have to be the 2nd of August, but something's coming in a romantic sense, and it's coming in quickly. I'm getting expect the unexpected here. And I also have this message is coming through strongly, I feel, because there may be things that need to be released, whether that's old limitations around love, past beliefs around love, in order for this to not just come into your reality, but for you to embrace love. And I feel like Spirit at this time is guiding you to heal and to release whatever is blocking this potential union. So this is beautiful. Now, if you are already in a romantic relationship, this could be releasing any healing, anything that's preventing growth within a current relationship. And if you're not, interested in relationships at all, this could be just something that ignites passion within you coming into your reality, and you're having to release things that are blocking. So any negativity, I'm feeling strongly with this negativity. It is a mindset, a belief that needs to shed. And a lot of the time we don't realize what we believe or say around certain circumstances in our lives within. And it depends on whether you are connecting within and actually conscious of that mind chatter. There's definitely something about the way you talk about yourself, talk about love in general. It's a really interesting energy. And for others, this may just be a connection, doesn't have to be romantic, that is coming in to help you release certain things. Sometimes it can just be a platonic relationship that just shows you what love could be, and you're releasing all the old beliefs. So this is a fascinating energy. So let's get into your Celtic cross. For the sign of Libra, please, Spirit. Please and thank you. Let's have a look. Okay, at the bottom of the deck is the Knight of Pentacles with the Nine of Cups. So with this energy, I definitely feel like this is something that you have waited a long time for. Or maybe there was a belief that it would never arrive, or whether, it's funny, I'm getting the message, maybe what you were waiting for or holding on to you believed was a unicorn, so such a rare love, which is interesting. Okay, let's look at your energy. The Page of Pentacles. So this is new energy, fresh energy. This could be you communicating with another at this time, but it's in its new stages. Okay, let's see what your challenge is. The Six of Swords. So this is moving to calmer waters, and this to me is moving away from that negativity, old beliefs, limiting thoughts, moving on to something new. Okay. Now let's see what you're aware of, your focus of. There's a decision here. Okay. So you know that you're in a position where you need to make a decision about something, whether that's, yeah, okay, thank you, Spirit, to take a leap of faith, give something a chance. Interesting. Maybe there's fear from the past that something hasn't worked out. Let's see what you don't see. The Empress, beautiful energy. This is divine feminine energy. Interesting. I'm seeing also here, I'm getting worth. What you don't see is that you'll see your worth. There's also, this Empress is holding that invisible string. And it's interesting with this Knight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck is, you know, I wonder if I'll ever find that other person. You know, there's that, I'm getting that off there as well. But you have worked on self, You've nurtured self. You're in a very strong position, but you may not be aware of that. Maybe you're feeling maybe you're not aware because you've done all this work. You are showing up in a different energy, but potentially you're stuck in those old, I'm hearing like an old identity of who you are. You've done all the work in clearing and growing and coming into your power, but maybe you don't see that growth. What's influencing this reading? The Queen of Wands. Is that confidence, passion? Yeah, that's beautiful energy I'm feeling off that. And it's interesting when you have that confidence in self and know who you are, and because that's the thing, you've done all this work to be sitting in the Empress energy. When you focus on self, that's usually when others come in, right? So let's have a look at your future energy. The King of Cups, beautiful. This is emotion, love, fulfillment, emotional stability as well. Beautiful energy. What's coming towards you? The Two of Pentacles. And you have the Two of Swords there too. So you may be weighing up pros and cons. This is linked to a decision, I feel, but we'll clarify more on that. Your advice here, the Wheel of Fortune, the wheel in this case. That's change, that's destiny, that's divine timing. My goodness. Beautiful. This is luck too. Luck is on your side. And the likely outcome here, the Queen of Cups. My goodness, you have the King and Queen here. And a new romantic cycle begins. This could definitely be a soul partnership, soulmates, twin flame, divine connection, whatever you want to label it. But both energy is in the space of you're in your feels, you're feeling love for self and potentially love of another. So let's dive deeper. This is interesting energy. So let's dive further into the Page of Pentacles for Libra, please, Spirit. For Libra, the Page of Pentacles. Okay, we have the Devil at the bottom of the deck. The Page of Pentacles is clarified by the Star. Now, the Star for me represents healing, but it also represents wish fulfillment. This is also being in the public eye, a star, being a star. It doesn't have to be fame, celebrity fame or anything like that, but it's recognizing your star qualities. And you've healed from that ego, the limiting thoughts, beliefs, that negativity here. You've done the healing. You've done the work because, this action that you've taken, this confidence that you've been in, it's put you, and it's interesting because what was under that one next is the Queen of Wands. And you've come into this energy that you don't necessarily see yet, but you are the Empress. You know your worth. You see now your star qualities. My goodness, this is beautiful energy. So let's have a look at the Six of Swords in your challenge position, please, Spirit. The sign of Libra. Ace of Wands, beautiful energy. I have a feeling that this is linked to the 8-8 portal. We feel that energy either side of it, right? So it's interesting. So the Six of Swords is clarified by the Hermit. Now, to me, sometimes the Six of Swords is moving away from people, places, things, so external. I'm getting that this is something that is internal. You see, if the Hermit goes within and sees its light, sees its potential, sees its worth, and you have, I feel like you have been shedding away and moving away from these limiting beliefs, mindset, thoughts, and you are moving towards a new beginning. This is a new beginning within self, a new version of self, one where you see your worth, your star qualities. But this also could then bring in, once you start to see your worth, see your value, it brings in people who also see that value. So this is beautiful. Let's have a look at the Two of Swords. It's something that's in your focus, which you're aware of. Clarify the Two of Swords, please, Spirit. The Knight of Pentacles. So that is that slow moving energy that was at the bottom of the deck as well in your main spread. So this has been, I feel, a long time coming. And sometimes we can be doing work on self for a very long time, years, I'm hearing, and it's slow moving, but it's that pentacle. So it's long lasting. It reminds me of, you know, when people go on diets and they lose weight, and it's like if you lose it quickly, you gain it back quickly. But if you lose it slowly, you keep it off. And I feel like that's the kind of mentality in this healing process, is that you've been releasing things slowly over time as things have come up, and it's creating that Ace of Pentacles, that longevity. The Pentacles is something stable. I don't want to say permanent, because energy is constantly moving. It's not the right word, but it's something that you can maintain. And what you're moving away from, and is in this decision, is the Nine of Wands and the Five of Swords. So this is that internal conflict. The Nine of Wands also is the battles that you've faced in the past. So whether it be in this situation, because it's feeling very relationship based, past relationships that have not worked, that you have attracted potentially people based on this negative thinking, old programming, because it's interesting, if we have a sense of worthlessness, we attract people that will treat us with, you know, zero respect. And so there is past here energies that may feel like a little bit of fear coming up and taking this leap of faith. Remember, there is a need for a leap of faith. Going into a new, potentially, relationship here. But this work that you've been doing on the inside means that you are in a different energy, which means the past won't repeat. And if something was to come back from the past, you'll be able to see it differently because you are operating from a different energy. You just don't see it. Hence why you may have these doubts here. So let's have a look at the Queen of Wands influencing this spread. Can you please clarify the Queen of Wands, please, Spirit? With the Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Wands clarified by the Five of Swords again, the Six of Cups, and the Devil. That was so interesting because it was on that negativity there. So for me, the Six of Cups is a nostalgic energy around the past. So in the past, maybe you've had these toxic relationships, toxic mindsets, toxic beliefs. Sometimes when we're in relationships with people that aren't for our highest good and they treat us in certain ways, we then create beliefs, false beliefs, but beliefs that we aren't worthy. And for me, with the Queen of Wands, you've been taking action and looking in the past here, this past energy, and you have been cutting them out with the Queen of Swords here. You have been putting the betrayal, the pain to an end with the Ten of Swords. That's an ending. So you have been doing the work with confidence, with passion. You have been taking back your power. See, that's also in that solar plexus area as well with that flame. Been taking back your power, remembering your worth, and you've been cutting this energy from the past out that no longer serves. This is beautiful. Let's have a look at the Empress, the sign of Libra, please, Spirit. Oh, I just got a wave of like excitement for you, so that's good. It's interesting how it just came in quick, and I wonder because this is something that you're not seeing yet, and when it clicks, it's almost like an aha moment, or maybe even this reading is like, oh my gosh, yeah, that's right, I have taken back my power. I am not the same person that I was, and I am bringing in different energy. But it just feels like you might have an aha moment, or it just clicks into place, clarity comes through, and go, oh my gosh, yeah, I'm worth so much more than I have been allowing myself to receive in the past. So beautiful energy. Okay, let's clarify, please, the Empress. Wow, we have the Lovers at the bottom of the deck. So this again is a choice energy for sure, but because there's relationship and love all through this reading, this could be a relationship. So beautiful energy. And see, again, this card seems to be flying out on where it needs to be going. So this card came out here again on the it's time to release negativity. This also came out on the Six of Swords, and it is again that Devil, that toxic energy. It's negative mindset, negative beliefs that don't serve you, and that's that Six of Swords. You're moving away from it. And I feel like there's that recognition in doing so, and it's also you're choosing to do that as well. And underneath that is the King of Swords, which is my decision card as well. So yeah, you are choosing to stand in your power, stand in your worth, letting go of this negative energy, and you're choosing love. The King of Cups has come out twice. You're choosing self-love. You're choosing people that respect and love you. It's interesting. I'm getting, so they showed me this Knight of Pentacles. And you know how I was picking up on that unicorn energy, that you thought, the love that I'm seeking doesn't exist almost. It's a myth. And what I'm getting strongly here is you're seeking the love that you know that you're capable of. You, with the Empress too, is a very loving and giving energy. And you're almost looking for that reciprocal match. And you think, oh, it doesn't exist. But I'm here to tell you, you exist. You express this love. So that love does exist. So, and I think you're now recognizing that that love exists within self. And the more that you express that, the more that you attract that. So this is beautiful energy. I'm so excited for you. Let's have a look at what's coming towards you. Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. Can you please clarify the Two of Pentacles, please, Spirit? Okay, we have the Five of Wands at the bottom of the deck. We also have, clarifying the Two of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Five of Cups. So this is you moving a little bit backwards and forwards. And I think sometimes when we see that, that's when we start to recognize the difference, how we have changed, the action that we have made in releasing and moving away from negativity. We sometimes go, oh my gosh, but this all happened in the past. And then you're like, yeah, but this is where I am now. And sometimes when we are in that space of going backwards and forwards between the two, that's how we start to recognize the change and the shift. And it changes our beliefs and mindset too when we start to have those aha moments. So this is that recognition of healing. The Four of Swords is a card of rest and healing. And the Five of Cups is also looking at what hasn't gone well, what has caused you pain in the past. And the Seven of Pentacles to me is reaping the rewards of this hard work that you have done. It is also a card of investment. And so the investment that you have done with your healing, with this Four of Swords. And even though there are times where you may focus on the pain and the sorrow of the past, what it is also back here, you might see in the bowl, is the Two of Cups, which is this union. Whether that be union within self or union outside of you, which feels very much like that is in this reading. Just remember to focus on all the healing that you have done. This is beautiful. Okay, let's have a look at your advice with the Wheel. Nice. Now else, please, Spirit? No. So we have the Three of Wands. Your ships are coming in. You have been waiting a long time. I feel like you've been waiting a long time for this. And your advice here is to change. So with your ships are coming in, I'm getting strongly that this is divine timing, remembering divine timing. Everything's in perfect timing. You're not too late. It's coming to you, but also to continue to choose to move away with that Six of Swords coming out again. Just choose to release the negativity. Let Spirit help guide you through that as things come up. And yeah, keep choosing to move towards this energy of personal power and knowing your worth. So let's have a look at the outcome here, which is the Queen of Cups. Clarify the Queen of Cups, please, for Libra. We have the Chariot here, which is Cancer energy. This is also Cancer energy. Interesting how this came over here. My goodness. We have the Ten of Swords and the Five of Wands. I feel like this connection, because it landed on this, whoever's coming in here may be a Cancer, with Cancer being strong in this card. You're ending that conflict. You're choosing love. You're choosing to love self. And it's almost like if people were to say or do anything that's manipulative to make you feel less than, you're standing in a space of love. You can see through it. And you're ending that conflict. Not just external conflict, potentially, with others, but that internal conflict that doubts your worth and your love. So that's beautiful. And let's have a look at this King of Cups and your future energy. To me, that's just more of that energy, but let's have a look and get some clarity on this King of Cups, please. Does that want to come out? No. Ooh. Oh my goodness. Whew. Damn. Wow. The Six of Cups at the bottom of a deck. This is soulmate connection. My goodness, is it ever. We have, clarifying the King of Cups, the Emperor. The Emperor and the Empress. You know, she was wondering, you know, with this string of fate, destiny, is anyone that matches my energy? Yes, Queen. So this is Aries energy. You could also be dealing with a water sign, Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. To me, this is taking a leap of faith with the Fool. There's that leap of faith again coming out. She's come to the edge. She's taking a leap of faith to follow the heart, to follow her worth. Potentially if her divine masculine is coming in. And it leads to the Ten of Pentacles. This is that happy family, legacy, home, you name it. 3 kids and a dog type energy, if that's what you want. But whatever that looks like for you, it's not the same for everyone. And yeah, this feels like a very strong spiritual soul connection. And it just feels like you're moving and taking that leap of faith now that you've ended that conflict within and moving into that space of love. My goodness, this is beautiful energy, Libra. I'm excited for you. I'm sending you much love, light, and insight, and I'll see you next time.